Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I'm Jason, your host. This is my third go at doing this video and I'm confused. So let's put this in perspective. You know how what you've seen here is my power bank here. You know how I'm always concerned about power, cost of power. I try to make things efficient in my house. Now this is an Anker 555 bank. It's holds 1024 watt hours. It's a good medium range. It's quite big. Oh, there. Got lots of USBs in there. I use it for powering up things, and it's pretty good. And it's pretty accurate. What do I mean by that? It's not calibrated range accurate, but it's accurate enough. Let me show you of this. This is going to be easier from there. Right, so you can see there 80 watts of power, 80% still in there. Everything's fine. Now, nothing's being used at the moment. So we're going to just hold you here while I do something. Right, so I'm going to plug in a few items that need charge. Plug this into there. Right. Now as you'll see that I'll go up in a min. 8 watts. Yeah, 8 watts. 8 watts. It's just charging those few items which are a Whoop, which is a little tiny battery for one of my things that I wear. My Samsung Galaxy 3 earphones, and it's charging up my conference system. Completely simple. It turns itself off afterward. It's pretty accurate as well. Now and then I use this to check my computers and how things are going. So as you can see, it's quite accurate. It's not calibrated accurate to thingy. It might have 10-20% off or something, but as you can see, it's measuring how much wattage is being drawn by these three items to charge themselves, and all is good. All is looking wonderful and splendiferous and awesome. So why has this caused me such a headache and problem this morning? Right, I'll unplug all that. From there, I'll take this and put it down there. It's quite heavy because it's got. Why? So right, so we're getting everything all good. So this morning, my plan was to do this. I have a server just over there. I'll show you in a bit. Now this server has Space Engineers on. It has City of Heroes. It runs my AI. It's based on a 3950X CPU. It's usually got a 4060 Ti in there for the VR. I mean, not for the VR, well, the backup VR, yes, but it's mainly for AI with the 16 gig VRAM. Works pretty nicely. And I thought, I've got a little ThinkPad over here, ThinkPad portable laptop, which I've shown you before. It's got a good, powerful processor in it. It has an AMD 7840U Pro. So I thought, okay, I can put an eGPU on. How much less power will that system use if I use that as my server instead of that one over there? Good idea. So first I wanted to benchmark. I went over there, I connected that Anker 555. I plugged both my monitor and the server through it and turned it on. Put the servers on and everything, set a normal idle load, and it was like 181 watts idle. That's not bad, seeing as it's running 2 different games in the background and things like that. Not awesome for 24/7 power usage, but not bad. Well, I can probably do a lot better with that ThinkPad. So that was the plan. So I thought, okay, I got this benchmark thingy. I even turned on my AI, put it in memory, and while it was in memory, no extra, it was still at 181, 182 watts. But when I actually asked a question, it would jump up to 280 odd watts just for while it was dealing with the question. Basically, which is standard because it's a 100-watt GPU, and so it uses a full TDP when it's being used like that. All this was absolutely fine. I was ready to shut down that computer, take out the video card, bring it over to here for the GPU, and set up this computer thing. And I thought, yay, I'll probably save about 50 to 100 watts continuously over this. Good idea. Then I noticed something. I noticed that even though I'd shut down, remember, shut down, not hibernate, not sleep mode, but shut down that PC, it was drawing 53 watts. And I'm thinking, I've just turned that computer off. Why the fuck is it drawing 53 watts? So I turned off the system again, and still stable 53 watts. I unplug everything from it. I unplug the monitor. I unplug the USB leads, everything from that server, so that the only cable connected to it is a power cable. It goes down to 49 watts or 48 watts, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here? Is that PC really pulling between 40 and 50 watts while turned off? While turned off. And so I pressed the button on it to turn off the power supply, and the amount of power draw dropped to 0. I turn the power supply back on. Power draw goes up to between 40 and 50 watts. At this point, I'm kind of freaking out a bit because my brain's saying, seriously, this server, this computer, when shut down, is drawing 50 plus watts or 40 plus watts. And I couldn't correlate that. I couldn't understand that. So I came over to my main computer. I shut down my main computer and I plugged the power supply into this. And sure enough, this is a more efficient thing, but sure enough, this computer, my main computer, when I shut it down, once again, shut down, not sleep, not hibernation, but actual shut down of Windows, showing 30 watts draw. I'm thinking, a power supply should not be drawing 30 watts or 50 watts while thinking. So I try one more test. I take the 4060 Ti that was in my server down there, and I plug it into the eGPU. The eGPU has a 550 watt Corsair power supply in it. And I checked the laptop without the eGPU connected, and it was drawing something like 5 watts, just a trickle charge through the charger to charge the battery in the laptop. No problem at all. That's fine. I turned the switch on to the power supply at the back of the eGPU, and it leapt up to 53 watts. Remember, I hadn't turned the computer on. The laptop wasn't turned on. It was shut down. I turned off the power supply. And I'm like, this can't be right. This cannot be fucking right. A computer can't be drawing that much fucking power when it's turned off. But I'm going to show you now. I am going to show you now. It's a bit of a mess over there on the floor because I've got things sorted, but I'm going to show you what's going on. And remember, your gaming computer, if you turn off a big 55-inch TV and put in sleep mode, it'll probably draw about 5 watts. That's all. Same with your gaming systems and your consoles and that. 5 watts, that's fine. That's nothing. It's like charging a phone. So let's move this stuff over to the thingy. So I want you to see this because people are going to think, oh, you've got something else connected to your PC. Something's causing problems. No. Now that server down there doesn't have a graphics card in it at the moment. But the results are the same, either with or without a graphics card. So I'm going to take over this anchor. I'm going to bring you over with the thingy so that you can see the effect. Because I am in a bit of... I still don't believe it myself. So yeah. Let's try this. Oh. Right, so let's take you over here. Right, over here. You are seeing, right there, 80 watts. It's plugged in. There's one cable coming out of it to the power supply. There's nothing else in the back. The computer, this computer is completely disconnected from everything. The only difference is that the actual power supply isn't turned on at the moment. PSU isn't turned on. So look at that. 80 watts, no power draw, nothing. Right. I'm going to turn on the power supply. Remember, I haven't turned on the computer. I've just turned on the power supply. 45 watts is being drawn by that power supply. Even though it's not turned on or anything, the power supply is drawing that fucking amount of watts. For no reason. Right, so this is why I've had to spend £9.99. And tomorrow, a power meter plug, one of the ones you plug into a plug, and it shows you a digital reading of how much power is being used, will come tomorrow. Because either the calibration on that anchor is totally and completely out of thingy, and some really weird shit is going on, or PCs, without being shut off at the plug, are drawing 30% of what they would draw if you were logged in and actually doing something with them. And with all the messages of being green and all this stuff that we're battered around the fucking head with to try and be more conscientious about power usage and that. If your home computer, when you turn it off at night, when you think you're saving money, when you think you're doing the right thing, when you shut down your fucking Windows PC, if it is still drawing between 20 and 50 watts from the socket without you knowing it, that's bloody... To put this in perspective, my little laptop there, which is very powerful actually for a laptop, it's a little bit more powerful than a Steam Deck and that, when it's running games, because it's got 780M built-in iGPU. That only needs 60 watts to run without an eGPU collected. 67 watts to run when it's active and doing stuff. But if the eGPU is still turned on, if the power supply is still turned on when I shut it down, it's going to draw 43 watts while it's turned off. And you may think, oh, that's just why it charges up. No, it isn't. The battery's at 100% on it. And that thing over there, that server doesn't have a battery backup built into it. And like I showed you, there's nothing else connected. There's no USB stuff connected to it that could be drawing power. So either there's something weird to do with pure sine waves or whatever it is when computers draw power or anything, or PCs are drawing a hell of a lot more than they should when turned off. I mean, I have a suspicion it might be to do with the ability to turn on stuff via a LAN card and all this kind of crap that they have, but you shouldn't need 40. You shouldn't need 43, 53 watts to keep a system in a state where it can come online. It's just that's way too much. And this is what's driving me crazy this morning, because I was just going to move everything over to the thingy, and it's like, what's going on here? Why? Like I said, to put this in perspective, your average gigantic 65-inch, 55-inch TV, when that's in sleep mode, it only draws about 5 watts. For a PC to be drawing between 40 and 50 watts when turned off, unless you turn off the power supply at the back of it, is completely and totally wrong. If anybody can think of a reason that if anybody's got a power meter that they can check their own PC's power supply and see what's happening, maybe I'm just unlucky. Maybe I've just got a really weird power supply, even though it's an Azeal's tough 850 watts, and the one over there is in a thingy. So either my anchor is completely weird on the calibration, although it doesn't make sense because this has got fast charging. My Samsung phone's got fast charging. When this needs charging, and I plug it into there, it shows that it draws 60 watts. It shows the accurate amount on the thingy that it's drawing. So I don't know why, but part of me hopes that it's a problem with that anchor thing is just weirdly calibrated, and it's not showing up those for some reason. But it's not making sense to me in any way, shape or form. My brain is just pretty fucked up at the moment. Pretty damn fucked up. So this is Jason for the Queber channel. This is what's occupied me since about 8 AM this morning, and it's 12 o'clock. Trying to figure this out.